Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. I woke up and there they were. They stayed with me all night. With just a little incentive. Hey. She's so beautiful. He's so handsome. Hey. Oh, man. I've been up about 45 seconds. Before I got too far on. Mira. Mira. Hey. Okay. Breakfast is served, guys. Now, some of this is mine. As much as y'all aren't gonna like that, but as old Bobby D said, it is what it is. Now, they're very well trained. They really don't jump on me. They definitely won't jump on the counter for anything. They're very respectful, which I appreciate. But a few times in the very early morning, man, they go hog wild. They hear something coming down, I don't know, up the bushes, through the orange trees. They're like, shut up, gringo. Keep working. And, man, they are just off like a rocket. Ooh, I'm going to have to make more rice for you guys. Say, everything I've learned, I still can't say rice. So, I probably had my best conversation or most complete conversations with people yesterday at the supermarket. Somehow, each of the questions that I had translated to me, I had a fair idea and enough of a vocabulary to answer in a remedial way. I can tell by folks' facial expressions that they're like, hey, he's starting to get it a little bit. Where is the rice? Oh, nuevo. Este nuevo. But it's not quite ready yet. Pero no listo. Quizás 10 minutos para tú. It's not ready. Probably 10 minutes for you. Hey. I'm sure they're tired of hearing that. All that means is yes. With a little flair. You learn that it's C, but you just don't hear that here. People say, sigh, sigh. Okay. Where are my little filthy ass gloves? He has turned these gloves a different color. I have to go buy some more today. Fortunately, they're only $1. I'm gonna do some laundry. He knows that once I put these gloves on, it's time to get pets. He's so smart. He realizes he's kind of dirty. Oh, I think they trust me enough now that I can bathe them. The only thing is, I have to wash these clothes too. The only thing is, they don't have pet supplies other than food at the supermarket. So, I have to take gracias. I have to take a bus into town. Oh man, I just washed this stuff, guys. Next week. Hola. Oh, into the nearest city, San Isidro, and get some proper shampoo and hopefully some antibiotics for his little cut. Oh, yeah, and hook him up She's so funny. She is definitely running the show as far as security goes. He'll bark at some, or he'll growl at something at the night, but he's much more calm. She hears something and she's off like a rocket, and she can't tell. She's like a little ball of muscle. I have to be careful under his chin. He's like, scratch that dirty booty of mine. Of course, senor. Say como no. No, no, no. Arriba, abajo. Abajo. There. There. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, that's enough love. Warms the soul. I thoroughly wash my hands like I'm on that show ER. And take a shower right after this. I'm a dog dad now. At least temporarily. We'll see. You never really know with mountain dogs. They weren't here when I woke up yesterday. They didn't show up until late afternoon. But when I fed them early, like 2 in the morning, they were barking or something. It was pretty chilly, so I heated up the chicken noodle soup, and man, they loved it. It's not downright cold, but she has a short coat, poquito. How do you say that? That word is on the tip of my tongue. Abrigo's coat. Abrigo. A jacket. Chaqueta. So I just eased their beds into here, their little pallets. And at first they weren't going for it, but I figured, hey man, they would come in for the scraps about this far, but then they would leave. But now, hey, I think I've earned their trust. Hola. Y ahora yo tengo dos bravo mascotas. Say. Now I have 2 brave pets. Soon the sun will be shining and the weather will be sweet now. Da-da-da. And what is it? 6:22. Cut to the house and said, "Baby, I love you." Chantal, you taught me that. Still a little bit of soap on here. Hold on, guys. In about an hour and 15, that sun will breach over the eastern ridge of the mountain chain, and it's be nice and toasty. I go stand in the backyard for about 10 minutes and absorb some sun. Oh, it's great. It's not that rinky-dink early morning sun. It's already fairly high because it had to get to me, it had to go over that ridge line. So it's nice and warm, nice and toasty. Till then, I'm gonna be dressed like I am now. Okay, guys. Anybody going vegan this morning? Or are we still carnivores? Hey! No, that's not the plan. Alright. Check me out. Y'all aren't gonna like this. Fresh carrots, put in that pickle rind, brine, whatever you want to call it. It's damn good. They don't have any interest in it, but it's damn good. I used to live with this family, the first family I lived with. Poquito caliente, and the dad just worked his ass off as this mechanic. And there was myself, the guy who campaigned to get me to live there. He had a younger brother and a sister. So there were a lot of damn mouths to feed. And he had a wife, obviously. Story to be continued. And to make sure that he would have his own food when he came home. I forgot the type of sandwich meat, but man, it was just not tasty at all. And he got it on purpose. So when he got home, nobody would eat it. That was dedication. He was like, hey, I'm gonna have mine. I don't care if mine is like stinking rotten meat. I'm gonna have it. Yeah, he was a nice guy. I would be in a much different situation if that family didn't take me in all those years ago. Now, I was half of a feral child because the way I was raised, and I'm sure my own traits. So I was with them off and on for, I don't know, a year or two. This guy looked like the Brooklyn Brawler. And his general physique, his hands just had these gnarly cuts in his knuckles. Not huge open cuts, but ones that just didn't get to heal because he was a mechanic at this Big Billy Barrett. It's funny what you remember. In Dallas, Texas. You talk about old man strength, these wrists. And I mean, a nice guy, really, really nice guy, but you always had the feeling, man, this guy grip you up in a second. There was a damn thing you could do about it. And we never got near that. He was a very gentle man, but he could be. He didn't have to enforce his edicts in any sort of over-the-top ways. He was dad. Not my dad, but he was that father figure. And man, he worked his ass off. No doubt. The rice is simmering. The bellies will be full now. Ba-da-da. And I can't afford to give them just meat, guys. So I mix it in. I forgot to get some dog food yesterday, so they're going to get the broth, the rice, and a little bit of chicken. They're just faced out like that, like two little small, grimy centurions. She's not grimy, but he is. I think he doesn't really give a fuck either. Yesterday, he came through, man. He had briar, little I don't know if they're even briars, but he had little things all over his face and all over his legs. And the first day I felt bad for him, but these were new ones, and I don't see any on him now. He loves tramping through the underbrush. He led me through some of the orange fields the other day. He got up on this rock and stood on it. Hola, I mean, he knew exactly what to do. He's probably lived there for several years, his whole life. And when she gets really excited, she's like a secret jujitsu master. Her back leg, she kicks it really far up this way when she gets excited. I don't want to get her excited. Oh, say, she's just a little ball of muscle and emotion. Say, she's a good girl. She's a beautiful. Say, hold on. She doesn't have too many fleas. I saw one or two, but she's in really good condition. Oh, that has soap on me. Yeah, it probably doesn't taste too good. Let's get you some fresh water, huh? Barton or Bardon. Obviously, the translation is kind of smooth. Disculpe. Excuse me. A lot of these words I was studying about 6 months before I left to come here. And once I got here, there was so much to do and see, and the experiences, and trying to get my credit cards switched over. But I really put it down. I haven't been on my Duolingo in at least a week, but I'm on the other translation apps for a couple words or a phrase every day, every other day, and a lot of times they just don't stick. I'm not really the greatest student, but just keep on plugging away, and one day you open your mouth and you're saying it. They have this Grey Poupon like mustard. I know it looks like mayonnaise, and I thought that's what it was because it's Hellmann's. But then I saw the picture after about my 6th or 7th time at the store. Say, that doesn't look like mayonnaise. And I'm telling you, it smells great. Just like mustard. It's the small things when you haven't had mustard on bread, man. This little bit of chicken I saved for myself, and I have a good number of tomates. I'll let you figure that one out, you language aficionados. Tomates. Yeah, this one's about at the end of the road. I'll see if I can't find another job for it instead of just throwing it away. Don't know what a carrot is. Some cafe going. I'm telling you, I wake up early. I'm just moving 15, 16 hours a day. People think, well, you come down here and relax, which you can, but it just brings it out of you. I haven't slept past 7 o'clock since the day I got here. Most times it's well before that. But you can start making out the skyline at 5:20 something. And you tell yourself, well, I'll just hop back in bed, throw the covers over for a second or two. You're like, man, but I've been sleeping for 8 hours. I feel good. Let me just do this. Let me just do this over here. Move that. Clean this little section. Which today is obviously going to be a cleaning day. Both my clothes. I had to rearrange some things like my shirts. Put them in bags. I brought a few phones. This one, and they're old, but they work. I've had this one since 17, mid 2017. All sort of problems. You don't really want to try to do anything other than play some music. I can't log into my Google account because I don't have a phone. I mean, I don't even want to get into that whole bullshit again. And I don't want to risk my other two devices that are equally as old. Not the one I'm recording from, but the other is equally as old. And I just don't want to get locked out. So this one is just a jukebox under some assumed email and account for YouTube. But it's been making these I can't stand that. I can't stand when something's not working correctly and I can't figure it out. I try to put it down, leave it alone, blow it off. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does it. Sometimes it doesn't do it. One thing I will say about this phone, the Stylo 4, its battery is a fucking champ. It's on 100 right now. I could leave it on all day with no screen but playing music. 6 o'clock tonight when the sun's going down, it'd still be about 30 something. It's a fucking workhorse. I've tried to go into the settings and turn off Google Assistant, turn off the sound, do this, do that, and I still can't figure out why the So I leave it alone when it starts doing that and just hope it doesn't. We'll see what it says here. Good way to start the day. I'm doing the robot. While seated. Trying to get the right volume so you can still hear me. I can hear it. It's not too. Oh, that's another thing. For a while, the volume button wasn't working. I had to turn on the speaker to use its controls. That wasn't it. That was some sort of message. Oh, jeez. Oh. I can't lay in my hammock yet. As soon as I attempt to get in, they just converge on me with a whole lot of loving and kisses. Even when I try to sit down when they're nice and relaxed, as soon as they see that I'm in some sort of a position to be able to catch those kisses, they're all over it. Which I don't mind the sentiment. They're dirty. And the dirt, not so much, but he has that little cut. I suspect there's a little pus in there. But he seems pretty good. I tried to find all the different symptoms of what could be wrong and the severity of any illness. I went onto this Facebook page, Costa Rica expats, or maybe those two are flip-flop, but either way. got some pretty good advice from other folks living here who have obviously been in somewhat of the same situation because most of them have pets. So I have to find. I know there's a veterinary clinic in San Isidro. So next week I'm gonna brave going down this little road to get to the paved road that drops in probably 200, about 2 football fields of elevation from here to there. It's all rock. It's not paved. It's rock and clay or ground. But the local bus does its pickup at 5:30 in the morning here, which means you have to be out there just before light. And man, you roll an ankle, better just start howling and hopefully somebody comes by and hears you. But you're in town nice and early. By 6:30 it's popping, and there's a bus that comes back around 1. Actually, no, it's about 12. I usually see it at the supermercado when I'm walking back. And then there's always the bus that leaves at 4 and gets back here about 5 and change. But man, you can have no errors. Twice the bus hasn't stopped at my stop. It's dropped me off 1.5 miles away. It's when you're new here and you don't have a place. You do have a place, but you don't have a readily accessible way to get back. It's dark. You kind of go into scared tourist mode for a second. So I'd rather take the noon bus than the last afternoon bus. But since now I have things you can get here, just some things are cheap, some things aren't. Costa Rica